Hi, I'm Sandra Briskin, and I'm here on my balcony with my good friend and a private client, Mary Giuseppe. Welcome, Mary.
Thank you so much, Sandra.
I just love working with you, Mary. I mean, as a private client, we've been working together for about 3 years now.
Yes.
But the last private session we had was so exciting, wasn't it? And I would love Mary to share with you what she went through during the session, and also what's happened for you in your life since that session. And just to explain to you that I use the quantum neutrality process as a quantum coach to go in and discover the unconscious blocks that are stopping you from having the love of your life, from having the business success that you want, and from the health and well-being that you deserve. And Mary came to me, and I know she was sick and tired of what she calls manifesting the wrong man into her life. And I know a lot of my friends feel the same way. So we just dug in deep. Mary gave me permission to do this. We dug in deep, and we found the past life responsible for this same man showing up in her life over and over again. So Mary, over to you.
Thank you, Sandra. You know, it is an amazing place to be at when you get to that final moment in your life where you're just done, and you will do anything you must do and go anywhere with someone that you trust, that has integrity, and who has the ability to remove the unconscious blocks that we all have to get to the place where we are happy and free and able to fully manifest the love and success that we had. And boy, I was there. I was just done. And so I called Sandra. I said, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm tired of manifesting these guys, the same one over and over again. And also, it goes beyond that even in my career.
Yeah.
I would get to a certain point in my career, and then I could see myself sabotaging the success, and yet I do it anyway. You know, and I did it because I guess I felt safe. You know, fear of success. So when Sandra and I worked together, I really didn't know what was going to happen. I mean, I had no idea. I was totally open to whatever discoveries were going to be made. And immediately, what came in was a past life, a woman that I had been.
Yes.
And very familiar to me, and not a stranger, and immediately my life started unfolding, and my past started unfolding and bringing it present every moment. Every single relationship that I had was in a default, being a slave, a victim, to this past life from a couple hundred years ago that kept me, as I would say, in a box. And I just couldn't get out of the box. Sandra so beautifully identified and tenderly identified that, you know, I was manifesting what we said, ringleaders,
Yeah.
who were going to keep me in the circus. And that my entire life was about playing in this circus and playing the parts and bringing in masters that would keep me in the box of my life and never really bring to me people that would offer true love in a balanced and free way, you know? And we worked, Sandra, oh my God, so skillfully and compassionately and thoroughly, one by one, dismantled all the programs and the blocks that had get me a prisoner of a past life that I was manifesting over and over again in all of my relationships, not just the men, but in the relationships that I had professionally as well.
Yes.
And I think the thing, you know, I felt it immediately. I felt an immediate lifting of this enormous weight that I had had since I was born. I mean, I'm one of those people that has these memories from little. And even from being little, I remember this feeling of that oppression and that always needing to be the performer of my life. And my goal was to make people happy and feel good. For sure, you know? And my entire life, my careers have been about that, my relationships have been about that, but I was always kind of a victim.
Yeah.
And I was always captive to the ringleader, whoever was in charge of whatever it was that I wanted to do. And I could get to a certain level, couldn't get farther. When Sandra started really disrupting that bad energy and removing it, I could feel it on a cellular level. That I started moving. This one incarnation, evidently, this woman had not only mental and spiritual blocks, but she had physical deformities. And honest to God, Sandra, I would find myself standing in my kitchen kind of doing this weird stuff, you know? And I had been a model and a dancer. I've always had good posture. And really lately it was getting worse and worse, and I felt deformed. And I would kind of try to get myself out of it. And it was a controlling behavior that I had never seen as bad as it was. It was insane. People started noticing that I was slouching over. And as you were removing these from me, as I felt the DNA changing and the energy coming back in that was clean and pure and beautiful and bright and whole, I could actually feel myself starting to change and shift, and releases in the areas that I really felt were deformed.
Yeah. It was instant, wasn't it?
It was instant. And I walked back, I was outside, and I walked back into my kitchen after we had finished. A couple things, amazing things happened. First, I stood in my kitchen and I thought to myself, I swear to God, this counter is lower than it was when I left this kitchen. And I'm pretty good with space and time. And everywhere I went, everything seemed lower. So I went and got my little measuring stick out, like a 10-year-old. I put myself up against the wall. I put the pencil here, you know, you do in your little kitchen, you know. And I put the dot in, I took my little tape out and I measured it, and I swear to God, I had grown a half an inch.
In one session.
In one session.
Now, we are not guaranteeing
No,
that, by
we're
the
not
way,
guaranteeing
that will happen.
But I'm just sharing with you that I had gotten so crunched,
Yes.
you know, that I was actually shrinking. And your work freed me to the point where there was a visible change in my physical being. Unbelievable. And then what started happening over the next hour or two especially, relationships started coming into my life. And all of a sudden, I started having a very crystalline picture of where they were the ringleader.
Yes.
And what they were in control over and how they controlled me. And I, from that moment on, I knew I was forever changed.
Yeah.
Forever changed.
Mary rang me within hours of this incredible session. And she said, you will not believe this. This man, they were all ringleaders. They were never going to be right for me. They were always controlling me. I don't have to do this anymore. And not only was it a physical release that she was feeling, but I could actually feel her soul free to make different choices now. So it was like that on a very, very deep and powerful level. Like all of my clients experience this, but on a very deep and powerful level. When these controlling programs are released from you, when they're no longer in your DNA, when your thought process changes and the emotions are gone. I mean, look at this beautiful face. This woman is not an emotional mess.
No.
And when she thinks about having her perfect divine love relationship now, it's possible, right?
Oh, it's possible, yes. It's probable.
Yeah, right.
It's for certain.
It's for certain.
Because
and it wasn't that before that, was it?
No. It was almost like it was, you know,
given up.
It was given up because I was fully aware that I was bringing in people that weren't right for me.
Yes.
But somehow I enjoyed some part of it, and I kept doing it anyway.
Yeah.
Because I had the hope, but I didn't have the change. I didn't have the DNA change that stopped manifestations.
That's right. And that is how we all operate. Every human being operates from this place where we have these sneaky, unconscious thought processes that are really locked into our DNA, and they're coming from ancestors, they're coming from imprinted from childhood, and necessarily they are coming from our past lives. So whether you believe in past lives or not, it's totally irrelevant, because for me, I know that they're real, and when I deal with my clients on this level, they make a quantum shift that they cannot make with anybody else.
No one else.
Right?
I mean, I have worked in this milieu, you know, I've worked within the transformational enlightenment space since I was 17 years old. You know, I'm 58. It's 41 years. And I can share with you that there are some great workers and some great transformational people in the world, but there is no one like.
Thank you, Mary.
There's no one like.
And the reason why Mary is saying that is because she's getting the results, right? So all that we care about is the results. Don't care about how we do it. Just care that if you want the love of your life, if you want to be free from the unconscious programs and blocks that have put a glass ceiling on your ability to have the success that you deserve, then you need to use the quantum neutrality process. Or you just simply need to call me and have me do it for you. With all the love that I am in the world, and with such love and gratitude from Mary. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Namaste.